Oh.
Believing in due to the
fuck's sake, man. Why are you doing that to me for? God damn, man. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we have a very special video because today is our 1000 subscriber special. So yeah, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to this point, and everybody who is going to subscribe in the future, man. I really appreciate, you know, the subscribers, man. I've been doing YouTube for the longest time. I mean, this channel I've only been doing 5 months, but yeah, it's kind of surreal to me to get to 1,000 subs, you know? Honestly, it kind of feels like hitting 1 million subs in a way, because I don't know if anyone ever saw my other channel where I used to I was making videos on that channel since like 2013 or something like that, 2012 maybe, and like before this I was trying all other types of content, man, and this is the first thing that people actually liked and watched, man. So I really appreciate everybody who subscribed, man. And as a special treat to the subscribers, as promised, top 22 scariest SCPs we're going to react to. This was requested a few times, and I thought, yo, we've done long videos on this channel before, but this one's going to be an hour and a bit for sure. This video is from Tats Top Videos. So yeah, it's got a lot of views, man. 10.5 million views. It was released in 2014, so I don't know if it will include every SCP ever created, considering more are created all the time. But yeah, man, I really appreciate everybody who subscribed, man. So thank you to you all. And you know, we move next milestone, I believe, what, 10,000 is the next big milestone, I guess. So we move and we grind towards that now. But yeah, man, today we check out top 22 scariest SCPs. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitch for all the playthroughs. We will be playing SCP Containment Breach this week. I was meant to play it today, but I was not really feeling up to it, I'm not gonna lie. But I will be streaming tomorrow, which is Tuesday, so yeah. We'll be streaming SCP Containment Breach and all kinds of other games, man. Be sure to join our Discord for the latest updates and stuff like that, man. But yeah, let's get into this video. This video is not suitable for younger audiences, ladies and gentlemen. Alright?
This video contains disturbing content, violent content, scary content, flashing lights, and sudden loud noises.
Oh.
Viewer discretion advised.
No sudden noises, please.
The SCP Foundation.
That was unexpected already, anyway.
Is an organization of numerous doctors, researchers, and agents aiming to understand and catalog anomalous objects and keep them from getting into the wrong hands.
SCP objects are classified into 3 main categories of safety. Safe, or understood objects which can be left alone with no major consequences. Euclid, or not well understood objects which may cause containment breaches if not actively watched. And Keter, for dangerous objects that will break containment and do harm unless they are surveyed 24/7, and may cause an end-of-the-world scenario.
Okay, here's a question for you guys. Write in the comments. Which SCP is the scariest SCP? Now, I've had a few requests, and we've seen a few scary ones. Shy Guy, I can see him right here. Scary, he's a scary one. You wouldn't want to see him, okay? For obvious reasons. That lizard is quite scary, the indestructible lizard. The sculpture, 173, Able. A lot of them are very scary. I've had a few requests that, yo, I'm not too sure I want to watch them, to be fair. 22. Let's go, boys. What is it?
SCP
1351. I don't know this one.
Class Euclid.
Euclid.
SCP-135.
I'm not gonna lie, I expected all of them to be Keter, to be fair. Maybe that teddy bear's also on here, Mr. Build-A-Bear.
1 is a cave located within the Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky. Interestingly enough, this cave in no way follows the rules of gravity, space, nor time.
Fuck that.
As the warp tunnel beneath this sanctuary, the Earth's surface wraps around itself to form its own gravitational point.
Ooh.
Basically, the floor begins to twist, and the one rock wall twists alongside it, reassuming position.
This voice kind of sounds like a mix of Morgan Freeman and someone else. I don't know, but it does, doesn't it? And caves, bro. Fuck caves, man. I don't mess around with caves, ladies and gentlemen. Like, if you guys know, man. I mean, the Outlast playthrough is coming out as we speak right now, you know. But Lord have mercy, man. You guys know I do not mess with anything scary, whether it's video games or movies. But in real life, that's a whole other step. I don't go to forests. I don't go to caves. I don't go to abandoned buildings, alright? That's just stupid, okay? And caves, bro, the only thing worse than a cave is an underwater cave, okay?
It's parallel to its original location. It's been reported that the gravity within the cave depends on the situation and angle of the floor. The cave enters with a hole in the ceiling, which is unusual in comparison to the majority of the caves in the national park. However, the temporal anomalies within the cave itself has gained the most attention, as no one can give logical reason to explain why they happen or how they happen. A standard perimeter fence and signs warning away unauthorized personnel, and the access road to the entrance of SCP-1351 is marked Authorized Vehicles Only, to match nearby park roads which are not open to the general public. The permanent security team are the United States National Park Rangers and civilian speleologists. SCP-1351 was most recently discovered in 1995 by National Park Service speleologists, mapping the cavern to determine if it connected to the main cave system in the park. 3 expedition teams surveyed the interior between 1995 and 2002, determining the cavern to be sufficiently safe for a permanent research presence. Research operations are still ongoing.
Okay, number 21. I think I'll pause it and comment after each one, unless I hear something a bit crazy. I'm not going to keep pausing it, or this video will be very, very long. So that cave, man, that's not too scary, but it is kind of scary at the same time. Like, that's a nice one to ease in with. There's a cave. Caves are scary, like I said, but obviously the gravity, it has its own laws of physics. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go in, but I'm sure I'd rather go in there than some of the ones coming up. Each one should be, what's it, 49?
049.
I feel like I know this.
Object Class Euclid. SCP-049.
Oh, the Plague Doctor! Oh, fuck no. Yes, I agree.
Who, in addition to his mask, wears a black hooded robe, replicating that of which worn by plague doctors in 16th century Europe. Further studies reveal that his clothing is actually
Don't come up to the camera.
SCP-049's physical figure.
Hey!
And although it feels like leather, it is actually the same material as its muscle tissue. 049's touch is invariably lethal to humans,
this is scary,
causing
man.
the victim to suffer and then die. The plague doctor will dissect the body, injecting certain chemicals into the victim. After a period of a few minutes,
I mean, I'm not sure what the fuck there is to dissect on this guy. This guy looks like the guy from Outlast that jumped out at me at the wheelchair.
The victim will resume vital signs
Is this from
and appear
a game?
to reanimate. However, it seems completely without higher brain functions, and will wander aimlessly until it encounters another living human. At that point, the adrenaline and endorphin levels increase to approximately 300%, as it will attempt to kill any human beings it can find, before returning to its mindless state and wandering until it comes across more humans. Detailed autopsies of 049's victims have found several unusual substances within the body, including and in the sternum region. However, several have yet to be identified and remain classified. The behavior of SCP-049 is unpredictable, and although it doesn't seem too menacing, the physical appearance is far from inviting.
I agree.
SCP-049 is held in a research sector heavily guarded and monitored at all times. It's been noted the SCP is capable of speech, as noted in one of the interviews held by Dr.
Now playing audio log 2957.
Please don't be scary.
What is this place?
What? It's a
laboratory. It is quite marvelous. I now find it no wonder I've seen so few victims of the disease in here.
Yeah, You see, I thought you incapable of speech. I'm somewhat startled you, can.
Oh my, yes, good sir, I simply prefer not to. Most victims of the disease are quite melancholy, and I do not react at all well to conversation.
Same.
I've seen you several times now, and have not detected the disease in you. Therefore, I assume you are also a doctor.
Yes, actually. Call me but what disease are you talking about?
Why, good doctor, the great pestilence. What ails?
Pestilence, is it not pestilence?
Great pestilence. Oh, the plague. Yeah, should have seen that coming. But no one here is infected, I can assure you.
Oh, good doctor, I can assure you the pestilence is here, and I can sense it. It is my duty in life to rid the world of it. My cure is most effective.
Your cure? Your cure has cost hundreds of lives. Your cure is faulty.
Good doctor, my cure is most effective.
Explain how it is effective. Answer me.
Why are you speaking to him like that? Some of these doctors, bro, if you're gonna act this entitled and this fucking stupid around these guys, bro, I'm not surprised they die all the time, honestly.
Dr. acknowledges authorized personnel to report to Lab 15A immediately. This interview is over. Subject refuses to speak and will now be placed back into containment.
End of recording.
Okay, Plague Doctor. Plague Doctor, he's scary, but he's more of a creepy one. He's definitely one of my favorites. He's not that scary because, in essence, he's kind of harmless in a way that, like, well, he's not harmless, but he's not exactly gonna just go around killing people or doing anything crazy. He just, like, picks a few people and does experiments and reanimates them. So, he's not the worst. Like, you encounter him, you might live. Might. Okay, might. He is definitely one of the more creepy ones when you just look at him, though. Like, creepy. His appearance is very, very, very creepy. Just Plague Doctor masks are just not the one, are they?
SCP-1382. Object Class Euclid. SCP-1382 is a Red Sea Mark water buoy floating on the surface of Lake Michigan. All air and sea traffic must be redirected away from containment site. Although SCP-1382 has taken a fair amount of structural damage during its lifetime, it still stands tall, occasionally flashing out the SOS distress signal in Morse code in 10-second intervals.
Beep, beep, beep.
This mysterious buoy is anchored to a downed airliner lying deep beneath the surface of the water named Flight 441. This derelict aircraft contains the skeletal remains of 56 passengers and crew members who begin to animate, obtaining their natural body temperature of 37.0 degrees Celsius as registered by thermal imaging scanners, and assume into the crash position in their seats. After 13 seconds of activity, all instances of passengers turn to face SCP-1382. They remain in this position until SCP-1382 ceases its SOS, at which point they collapse and become inert. It has been reported that the passengers are distressed due to the accounts before the crash, as opposed to the crash itself, implying that every passenger is stuck in some kind of time loop.
That one is fucking creepy, bro. Deep water is definitely one of my biggest fears, bro. I'm scared of deep water, okay? Let's not go there, but it's definitely one of my biggest fears. And that shit right there, like, the boy is connected to a plane that crashed in Lake Michigan. And lakes, bro, if all the water sources, lakes are the worst, okay? It might not be the deepest, but they are the worst, okay? Because they don't move. Lakes are just dead a lot of the time. Anyway, so what happens is it puts out the SOS distress signal in Morse code. You know, beep, 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 whatever. I don't know Morse code. But then, as it's putting out the distress signal, it's like the plane is going down and it's crashing. So the passengers are all animated and they're back alive, and then they're going into their recovery positions and shit. And then this distress signal stops, and that's like probably when the plane crashes. That is fucking creepy. That is the scariest one so far. Like, look, Plague Doctor's scary, but god damn, I would not want to encounter that shit. What happens if you go near it though? I'm intrigued. Like, what happens? Do you die? What happens?
SCP-002. Object class Euclid.
That noise, bro, that is disgusting.
SCP-002 resembles a tumorous, fleshy growth with a volume of roughly 60 centimeter cubed. An iron valve hatch on one side leads to its interior, which appears to be a standard low-rent apartment of modest size. The interior of the fleshy sphere is decorated like a low-cost rented apartment, with furniture made up from...
Oh, this noise, man. This noise is disgusting, bro. Good job. What's his channel name? Tats Topvideos. Good job, man. This is a great video, I've got to say. This is fucked up. So it's a tumor, like a growth, and it has an apartment inside? Oh.
Biological matter, such as bone, hair, and
the
more,
noise, man.
all of which are from the human body. In addition to this, there is also a window to be found on the interior, though no such breach can be seen when trying to view the exterior.
It's one of those. Oh, a piano.
All matter tested thus far show independent or fragmented DNA sequences from each object inside of the room. There have been 7 cases of Foundation personnel disappearing after entering this SCP for examination.
I would not go in.
And roughly at the same time, new furniture could be found inside of the room, consisting of a lamp and some rugs. The furniture was, again, made up of the biological matter of the human body, presumably the biological matter of the 7 personnel that mysteriously disappeared. As detailed in the archive under the Mulhausen report, SCP-002 was first discovered in a small crater in northern where it struck Earth from orbit in 1994.
It's an alien. Okay, it's getting worse. Okay, look. 20 and 19, man. It's getting more and more creepy. I don't know if I can handle the next 18. That one is fucking... Oh. So it's a tumor, or living stuff. And every time... Well, not every time, but sometimes when humans enter it, and it's like an apartment inside, but sometimes they don't come out. And there's a new piece of furniture every time they don't come out. So the furniture is made... Well, it appears to be made of flesh and humans, and each piece of furniture has a different DNA sequence. You don't have to be a genius to put 2 and 2 together and get 4 here. You know what I mean? I ain't going in there. They are kind of getting worse, aren't they? Alright, 18. Hit me.
SCP-804. Okay. Object class
the
Keter.
First Keter, I think.
SCP-804 is said to be the remnants of a sculpture found by a group of artists. Said sculpture consists of a model, transparent globe with a few smaller globes situated around it.
I was gonna say, it looks like a globe.
Whilst the globes swivel on the axis that they were constructed on, any man-made material within a 100-meter radius, including the tissue of a human being, will gradually decay.
Oh!
When it comes to inanimate objects, such as clothes, buildings, or anything else of the sort, the speed of decay is slightly accelerated. Biologically speaking, however, the corrosion of the body is a great deal slower and requires a long period of exposure to cause any permanent or noteworthy damage. This mainly consists of loss of body mass and leaving with symptoms of severe starvation, but both of these aspects can be fixed with the correct amount of medical care. Exposed to whatever force this SCP admits for an extended period of time would cause the skeleton to collapse and inevitably lead to death. Tests have been carried out to see if the results obtained from the reaction with human matter would be the same as with animal matter, but to no avail. Because of the nature of SCP-804, It is not contained within any Foundation facility, believing the effects of the SCP could destroy its own containment and seriously compromise any other containment nearby.
Bro, that one is fucked. I don't know where they said it was. I can't remember if he said it is. It looks like it's in like Antarctica or some shit. I think he might have said that, to be fair. I do forget things pretty quickly when it comes to these videos. But that one, it's not as creepy, or I would say as creepy, you know what I mean, as the other ones. But in terms of like harmfulness and danger, yeah, it's definitely the most dangerous one we've seen so far. But I wouldn't say it's the creepiest one. It decays you, no one knows why. But I didn't get the creep vibes like I did from the last few, you know? 17. What is 17?
SCP-2998. Object class?
Safe. Alright.
SCP-2998 is an anomalous radio signal picked up from all quarters of the solar system. It's not yet known where the origin of this signal is, or when it began its transmission, but the SCP Foundation made it a point to prevent all personal radios from detecting and listening to SCP-2998 until further research is conducted into the safety of the signal, as well as its origin. SCP-2998 is just a consistent electromagnetic signal which previews white noise at all times. No means have been found to decode the signal until 2011, when the signal was also found to contain a video transmission of a humanoid entity floating aimlessly in a dark room. No background information has thus far been obtained about what this message could possibly mean, or why the message is being transmitted at all. But due to bodily gestures that the aforementioned humanoid was conducting, it can be presumed that whatever it was in clear physical distress.
Okay.
It was initially theorized that the Foundation may be picking up signals from a television show, but this was considered highly unlikely due to the random and complex encoding of the transmission. We simply do not know.
Okay, that one. It's creepy, but like the last one, is not as to me, it's not as scary as the plane or the plague doctor or the flesh ball. The flesh ball to me is the one that one's giving me the creeps. But that's kind of significant because obviously, for those people that aren't interested in astrophysics, radio waves are all man-made or alien-made, I guess. So if you detect radio waves, there's a good chance there'd be alien life. That's one way that scientists or physicists try to detect alien life. So yeah, obviously the sound is nothing. The guy was a bit creepy though, you know. 16. Here we go.
SCP-1875.
What's with the voice change?
Object class Euclid.
Bro.
SCP-1875 is a Victorian-era chess machine consisting of a steel chessboard table, a drive shaft, a stationary steam engine, and a suit of 18th century samurai armor.
What?
However, the machine itself is powered by a biological system that controls a matrix of 64 electromagnets using an engine created from the combined brain tissue of the twin daughters of a Russian chess prodigy.
Hey?
A complete set of 32 pieces carved in the Oriental style from human bones, with each piece affixed to a thin 0.31 centimeter base pad of ferromagnetic iron. Effectively, the whole thing runs on the souls of the two little girls.
Oh, God.
It is said that the souls will perform illegal moves during a game and make illogical turns whilst playing. SCP-1875 containment permit no use of data network devices and a child psychologist to be present. The Euclid ranking of this SCP seems very appropriate, considering the fact that we do not fully understand how it works, nor why it works.
Yes.
Nor what works within it. Only the premise is understood at this point.
I don't want to understand it. I don't want to understand that one, bro. Fucking steel cage chess match. That's what it is, though. You've got a fucking steel cage, and then you've got the chessboard, and then you've got two little girls' souls that runs this elevator shaft or whatever, and then you just got a piece of samurai armor in there. No one knows why the samurai armor is chilling in there. And the pieces are carved into old samurai style or Japanese style. I have a chessboard. It's down there. I'm not going to get it out because all the pieces will probably fall out. But I have quite a nice one. It's like the Roman soldiers and shit. It's pretty cool. Or is it knights? I think it's the knight one, actually. Like knight. Like, they're all knight thingy. They all got armor on. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like chess, man. I used to be really pretty good. Like, not like very, very good, but pretty good.
SCP-823. Object Class Euclid. SCP-823 is an abandoned amusement park located
Nah, I'm done. Roller coasters and amusement parks. God damn, I hate roller coasters and amusement parks, bro. You know what? I'll tell this story now and we just won't pause at it. I've had some bad experiences on roller coasters, bro. Like, god damn, like, I don't know. Oh, well, if anyone is from the UK, man, you know about Thorpe Park. Like, when we were younger, man, my family, we went to a few theme parks. We went to Chessington, which is like a kids one. We went to Legoland, which I think there's Legoland all over the place. Legoland is more of a kids one. So all the rides are fine. You go to Thorpe Park, that's more of an extreme amusement park. I'm sure a lot of people have actually travelled to the UK just for Thorpe Park, because they have Stealth, which is a ride that goes very fast. And it's like 8 seconds. They've had some crazy rides there. Anyway, I went on this new ride called Swarm, which is one of those where your legs dangle out and you sit and it goes around and around. That made me feel sick. Okay. Then we went on the 8-second one with Stealth. That was not a fun experience. And then I went on another one, which was like the first one, where your legs hang out, and I was feeling so sick afterwards. I didn't go on another ride that day. That's how bad that one is. Also, I went on a ride at Brighton Pier. Like, it's one of those rides where, like, it goes, and as you hit the corner, it, like, jolts. And we were going over the water. Yeah, you can just imagine. Like, I'm scared of water, and yeah. Okay, that's enough.
It is responsible for the deaths of an unfathomably large amount of people.
Ow.
Nicknamed Bloody Sunday, because of the 231 people dying in the theme park due to the accidents of staff members and customers alike.
I ain't dying in
the majority
of
these deaths were horrifically violent. Some examples include a mascot found dead of suffocation, a group of people found decapitated on a roller coaster, a couple fused together on a ride, and a mutilated man found in the Hall of Mirrors. Foundation personnel are found surveying the area and are instructed to avoid an area known as the Red Zone. The Red Zone is an area where no one can enter, not even by those of the highest authority. It isn't stated as to why the Red Zone cannot be accessed, but it does claim that anyone who attempts to enter will be terminated by sniper fire. Should music or piping be heard emanating from within the Red Zone, Foundation personnel on site are immediately prepared to use protective earplugs and withdraw from their positions to a 2-kilometer period beyond the currently established Yellow Zone and inform Foundation scientific personnel immediately.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, probably need a bit more information about that one, but god damn, man. Red Zone, Yellow Zone, roller coasters, people getting killed. Oh, fuck that. 40.
SCP-1981. Object Class Safe. SCP-1981, or commonly referred to as Ronald Reagan cut up whilst talking, is a strange, distorted videotape of Ronald Reagan making his evil empire speech. The tape itself is made from all the normal materials that you would expect to get from a Betamax tape. The tape was originally encountered by a filing clerk in the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in 1991, 11 years after this original speech was made. During the tape, Reagan's face seems to fall apart, cuts opening up on his face and eyes becoming bruised. The video continues until his vocal cords are severed. Occasionally, during the beginning of the tape, a figure clothed in black robes and a pointed hood appears in the background, which replaces another member of the press detail. SCP-1981 is kept inside of a secure video storage unit in the media archive of Site. Years of natural magnetic interference have severely degraded SCP-1981's signal quality,
Thank
making
God
it
for
even
that.
more difficult to sift meaningful information from continued playbacks.
Why is it like that? That is creepy, bro. What even is that? Why is his face falling apart? Whatever, man. The top 10 he must have gone in detail, because we've still got 36 minutes and we're on 13 already.
SCP-342. Object Class: Euclid. SCP-342 normally takes the form of a mass transit ticket for the closest form of mass transportation to its current location.
Okay.
At the moment, it takes the form of a train ticket, departing from transit station. When held by a sentient person for any length of time, it will eventually change form into a transit ticket for a form of transportation that its holder desires to use. The transformation always takes place when not being directly or indirectly observed. No recordings of SCP-342 changing its form exist at this time.
So what is it?
Anyone who uses SCP-342 to board a vehicle is unable to exit the vehicle by any means.
Oh, fuck
When the vehicle
that.
reaches the end of its route, the one using the ticket will cease to exist in our reality.
God.
Any user
Damn.
of this SCP claims to feel extremely paranoid and have an uncomfortable and uncontrollable dread consume them. Specifically, the way in which they describe their emotions when in contact with the ticket resembles acute paranoid schizophrenia, as all will witness a perception of darkness outside of their vehicle, including a mass amount of fog or the portrayal of night. Witness reports claim that victims mumble to themselves or grow in
Fuck's
intense
sake. My headphones just like kind of dropped a little bit and that just scared the shit out of me, dude.
fear of other passengers and the conductor. There have been several experiments with different transportation networks, each yielding different results.
Okay, that was scary. What is it initially though that you pick up? Is it just a ticket you find or some shit? Like, what does the SCP look like originally, or is it just a bunch of tickets? It's not clear to me. Maybe I missed it, I don't know. But that is scary. You just get a random ticket. You get on a bus or a train or I guess would a plane count? Maybe. Probably more of a bus and a train or a tram or whatever. And you never get off. And once you hit the end of the destination, you disappear. I feel like the paranoid bit is kind of playing to real life. A lot of people are paranoid on public transport. You need to be quite wary of public transport, especially, well, in London you do, man. There's some weirdos on public transport. Let me tell you that shit, bro. I took it for years going to school. Weirdos. Including me.
SCP-610.
Oh, not that
Class
noise again, man.
Heater. SCP-610
Oh,
is a contagious
God.
virus that starts out with a small rash, which will then lead to intense itching and skin sensitivity.
I already have that. I already have such bad eczema that I'm always in intense itching. If you ever see me itching in videos, because I've got eczema like in so many places, and I don't know, I've tried a lot of things, it just doesn't go away. What can I do?
However, after 3 hours, the skin disease will spread in such a way that skin will begin to scar and cover in blemishes around the chest and arm region, completely consuming the affected person after a full 5 hours of being infected.
Fuck that.
Following this is the life functions ceasing for a full 3 minutes before starting again at a rate of 2 or 3 times the regular activity rate for a standard human being. This leads to the sprouting of several limbs, like a leg or an arm.
Oh, the
The
Slanesh.
skin disease can affect one in such a way that the head will become so misshapen it will barely be recognizable as being
Wait, is this the
human.
flesh that hates?
The victim will sit in one place and root itself to the surroundings that it is located in, consuming objects around it with his or her own flesh. The area that SCP-610 affects is close to Lake Baikal in southern Siberia, and it was first reported from the Russian government through undisclosable channels. The reports consisted
That noise,
primarily
man.
of disappearances of farmers in the region, and were not considered until local police and government agents failed to report within a 72-hour period. Observation of SCP-610 infected settlements have been established using artificial methods such as remote robots and drones.
Yeah, I'm
The
not
data
involved.
returned from these observations, coupled with the openly aggressive nature of the infected to attempt to spread SCP-610, has resulted in the Keter classification. However, so long as nothing is allowed to enter or leave the infected areas, it is considered to be a neutralized threat.
Thank the Lord. Yo, dude. That is fucked up, man. Yeah, I would not want to mess with that. No way, man. No way. The noise in the background sounds like a bunch of slimy creatures all sliding over each other in like a barrel, you know what I mean? And then you just have that weird COD Black Ops zombies screaming as well. Oh. This guy did a great job.
SCP-122.
Okay.
Object Class, Keter. As strange as it may sound, SCP-122 is a child's nightlight designed to look like a star.
Fuck's sake.
This product is unregistered and has no brand name written anywhere on the structure, so it's safe to presume that this nightlight is but an anomaly of its kind. Reports indicate that when it is in an unpowered state, the nightlight will affect anyone within a 500-meter radius of its location. When anyone enters the radius, they will slip into an REM sleep and will be sent into a comatose state until the nightlight has recharged itself. While comatose, subjects will claim that they have seen humanoid figures that are formed from a black, translucent mass of shadow from somewhere around the light. Figures have been...
Oh shit, I just pulled out my headphones. Oof. That shit scared me, man. For fuck's sake. Okay, let me rewind it. Quick 5 seconds. Yeah, I had to reset my OBS because I pulled my headphones out because those fucking eyes scared me.
Around the light. Figures have been described as
Why does it sound
sentient,
so much louder now? What the fuck?
with physical properties similar to that of the subject. In a powered state, the sleep pattern of the subject will be affected greatly. Claims have been made that the subjects will have disturbing and psychologically tormenting dreams that have often led to insomnia. SCP-122 was first discovered within the Linnell Children's Hospital on the after several reports of its manifestations reached locally embedded agents. Recovered documents indicate that a patient brought SCP-122 when being admitted. However, no record of the patient's identity has been found. SCP-122 is stored in a standard containment chamber containing a single electrical outlet. Personnel are instructed to routinely monitor SCP-122 at all times and never let it enter an unpowered state. During a breach which caused the death of 17 site personnel, security footage witnessed several maintenance personnel tampering with the SCP-122's chamber lock. When questioned, the subjects claimed that they had done so under duress, saying that a canary was not allowing them to sleep until they released SCP-122. Affected subjects were given Class A anesthetics, and containment procedures have been revised.
Oh, we're going to the top 10. Oh, I'm not ready. That was scary. I mean, it made me jump. So yeah, that one is creepy. The fucking monsters. If it goes out of power, you go into sleep and you see monsters. Fuck that. All right, top 10. Oh.
SCP-513. Object Class Euclid. SCP-513 is a simple bell coated in a thick layer of rust. All attempts to remove the rust that engulfs the integrity of the bell have been unsuccessful. Having tested using both chemical measures and mechanical, There are literally no markings or symbols to be seen, so it is impossible to identify the exact origin. Upon SCP-513's discovery, it was also found that the bell's clapper was strapped tightly to one of the interior walls of the thick metal structure using strong industrial tape. Attached to the bell was a piece of paper with the text written on it which read, "You've seen it, now he can hear you. You've touched it, now he can see you. Never ring it. If you hear it, he can touch you." Any
Who can
sentient
touch
being
me?
to hear the bell chime shows overt signs of extreme anxiety, with an increased heart rate and blood pressure. After some time, those exposed to the sound claim to catch glimpses of another humanoid sentient being in their peripheral vision. Whenever the exposure victim attempts to look directly at this other being, it simply runs in the other direction, not leaving any due to the
fuck's sake, man. What are you doing that to me for? God damn, man. I can't do this, man.
severity of the anxiety caused by the knowledge
Oh,
of
don't
this
do it again.
stalking. Victims are commonly
He
deprived
came
of
from
sleep
there.
and often suffer from clinical depression.
I mean,
Those
if I
who
kept
are able
seeing
to
that,
fall unconscious
Jesus.
state that they are physically assaulted
No.
by the stalking being, which flees when the victim awakes. All description taken from several different Foundation personnel all match the same criteria: a humanoid being with long arms and large hands. This being is not visible to those who have been exposed to the ringing of the bell, which leaves researchers
Oh,
blindsided.
fuck off, man.
SCP-513 is located in a 1 cubic meter block of gelatin and contained within a soundproofed, climate-controlled cell, which is inspected daily for any degradation or loss of integrity.
That one is, that is scary as fuck, bro. The bell, if you, what did it say? If you ring it, he can now touch you. Like, said it like if you touch it, he can see you. If something, he can hear you, and then if you ring it, he can touch you. Fuck that, man. I mean, I don't want him seeing me either, to be fair. But I'd rather that than him touch me.
SCP-035.
Oh, I can't handle
Object
anymore.
Class, Keter.
Please.
SCP-035
Boss.
is a white ceramic comedy mask that will often change its appearance to its binary opposite. This change will
like the
also
side
cause
face.
its appearance to change in any video footage, photograph, or even artistic depictions created prior to
These
said
monsters
change
are
to
creepy,
match
man.
its new physical appearance. It's been stated that a vicious liquid will constantly leak from its orifices, which has been proven to be
A vicious liquid or a viscous liquid? Like a thick liquid, that's viscous. I think he meant viscous.
corrosive to any material
What did
that
he
may
mean
come in
vicious?
contact
Like
with
it
it,
attacks.
aside from the mask itself. The name of the liquid is unknown and is anomalous in its appearance, being only visible from the front and showing no signs of existence when looking from the back of the mask. A true fear factor to consider would be the fact that any person to come within 2 meters of the mask will have a strange compulsion to put the mask on.
Oh, don't put it on, man.
After doing so, the individual will have a different waveform sent through their brain, causing them
Don't
to
wave at
become
me.
brain dead.
Oh.
However, the consciousness of SCP-035 is still very much present and will continue to possess and control the actions that the victim makes. In addition to
Is
this,
that blood?
SCP-035 has been shown to be very manipulative, being able to corrupt and cause sudden fluctuations to the psychological mindset of any other person within a certain distance of the mask. Subjects have been quoted to say that it has an intimate knowledge of how the human brain works and would be able to change the views of any
Don't look at
individual if given enough time. SCP-035 has been found to be able to possess anything that has a humanoid shape, including mannequins, corpses, and even statues.
Wow.
The subject has been able to motivate all into movement, removing the need to expose live subjects. Personnel within 10 meters of SCP-035 have recently reported feeling unease, stating that they can hear unintelligible whispering. Several others have suffered from severe migraines. The object has been monitored, but there is no change in its dormant behavior, and no sounds have been recorded.
Nope.
SCP-035 is kept within a hermetically sealed glass case, no fewer than 4 inches
Good.
thick. This case is to be contained within a steel, iron, and lead-shielded room
Good.
at all times. Doors are to be triple locked at all times.
Good.
With the exception of allowing personnel in or out.
It just
Guards
moved.
remain outside at all times and are not allowed within the containment room under any circumstances.
Why is it jumping? That fucking noise in the background as well. What does that noise sound like? That clicky noise. Is it the Alien movie? I don't know, but that mask is fucking creepy, bro. Like, if you put it on, do you automatically just die? Or can you take it off again? Or can someone take it off you? Like, how do they get the mask off? Alright, number 8. Oh, the top 10 has been...
SCP-439.
439.
Object Class Euclid. SCP-439 is an insect of unknown origin that uses the human body as a habitat for its colony. The process begins by the queen entering the body via the mouth when the subject is asleep. The insect will crawl down the trachea, creating a nest within the lungs. A few hours after awakening, subjects will complain of an ever-increasing tightness of the chest, followed by a consistent, sharp pain located in the abdomen. Soon after, the victim will begin to suffer from rabid fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, a disease which turns muscle tissue into bone.
Oh,
the sheer
God.
spread of this procedure causes some bone matter to breach through the skin and become exposed, causing a great deal of pain to the subject at hand.
I can imagine. That's a real disease, right? There's actually people that have this. I'm pretty sure I saw a news story once about some woman who was turning to stone because her muscles were turning to bone. That rhymed. I'm a poet, bro.
In a matter of 3 days, the subject's skeletal structure will have distorted and stretched in such a way that their body is no longer recognizable as human, taking the shape of a circle and anchoring itself to its current location and feeding off the organs within the body. Prior to this, the victim will have felt the strong compulsion to seek shelter of some sort in a small, enclosed space. The host, now in its new territory, creates a hive of insects consisting of warriors, workers, and drones within this new skeletal cage. In a particularly disturbing development, Dr. Anderson performed a range of experiments to determine the extent of damage to the host body after it has finished the transformation into a hive. While it was previously discovered in autopsy that portions of the brain are hollowed out to serve as food, others are left intact, presumably to regulate what bodily functions continue. While the eyes are eventually reached and used as a food source, opening the eyelids and examining them with a flashlight discovered that the host's eyes followed the beam. Experimentation was ceased, and no further testing was scheduled.
Yep, I would have stopped it right there. Okay, that one's creepy, but I didn't have enough detail, to scare me like the last two did. Oh, fucking hell, there's a bug that crawls in you while you sleep and turns you into a fucking walking lump of bone zombie shit. Fucking hell. What's next? Come on.
SCP-895.
Okay.
Object Class Euclid. SCP-895 is an oak wood coffin, which was recovered by the SCP team when there were reports of strange footage within the surveillance tapes regarding this particular object. SCP-895 is stored in an isolated underground containment cell at a depth of approximately 100 meters.
No, tell me what's in it, okay? Because this is an Abel's coffin, because Abel's is 76. Tell me what's in it, because I don't need anything jumping out at me right now.
This SCP is reported to cause disturbance to photography or video equipment within a range of 50 meters. These disturbances include vivid hallucinations and graphic images. The strangest factor of this is that those physically in the presence of SCP-895 will not experience any of these hallucinations. It's also stated that obtained footage within a range of 5 meters of the SCP will cause severe psychological trauma and hysteria from the subject.
Okay.
Again, even if footage is obtained from 5 meters away from the subject, those who are physically present with the SCP will not experience any kind of the trauma. And in previous operations, mobile units have even made physical contact with the coffin, and apparently, unexplained paranormal activity has been reported if the lid is removed. An audio excerpt was recovered off of site.
No.
Now playing audio excerpt from the SCP-895 recovery log.
Team 1, command. All civilians have been detained and evacuated. You're clear to move in and capture.
Command 1, lead. Roger, we are moving in. We are inside the lobby. Video feed check.
Team 1, command. We're seeing blood on the walls. Please confirm.
Negative, command. It's clean in here. Nothing out of the ordinary.
It's gone. Team 1, advise possible memetic properties in effect.
We are in the storage area. Object located.
Christ, it's moving. Team 1, confirm. Object appears to be alive and moving.
Command negative. We see no movement. 2, open it up.
No.
Command 1, lead. The object appears to be empty. Command, do you copy? Command, do you copy? Shit! We're bugging out! Close that thing! Now!
End of recording.
Alright, looking at the second security monitor of the SCP-895 maintenance tunnel. Now, the personnel here have witnessed this paranormal occurrence over the past few days now. It's not as devastating as the activity that was first witnessed when we found it. Maybe it's getting progressively weaker, we're unsure. Anyway, if you see right here, at the 4-minute mark, the camera feed starts getting more interference, okay? Normally, this is usual, but see right here. You see this outline of some sort of figure looming over the camera? We're not sure what that is, but alright, there's this one over here, at the far back wall. This 4-legged creature emerges, gets near the camera, and vanishes. Can't really pinpoint what these are. Maybe they are spirits of SCP-895? We are not sure.
Oh, that was scary, man. I was waiting for a jump scare noise, you know? But, yeah, that one's fucking creepy too, bro. Like, if you go near it, I mean, if you open it, shit happens. Crazy shit happens to people watching. The video feeds get corrupted, but it does nothing to you if you're standing right next to it. So, technically, you could have it in your house and nothing would happen. But if you have people watching video cameras in your house, they might have some trauma, you know? Fucking wind, man, I swear to God.
SCP-372. Object Class Euclid. SCP-372, or more commonly referred to as the Peripheral Jumper, is an abnormally flexible green creature able to flex each part of its body. The muscle tissue of the Peripheral Jumper allows for rapid and accurate movements.
Where is it?
And using this ability lurks just out of range of human peripheral vision, hence its name. In events of a containment breach, all personnel are told to watch for a green flicker in the corner of their eyes, as this is an evident sign of SCP-372's presence. Even more interesting, or rather terrifying, is its sensory organ. It allows for echolocation and identification of energy transfer. Instead of vision-sensitive eyes, There's no hiding from this sentient blur. Any thermal energy a person emits will be taken note of. SCP-372 is contained in a cell, 5 meters by 4 meters by 2 meters, lined with reinforced plexiglass. Embedded into each of the 4 walls of the cell are infrared motion detectors.
Oh, for a minute I thought it was going to jump. So, that one's creepy. Obviously not too much information on it. It's just a green thing that doesn't have eyes and detects infrared and it operates in your peripheral vision, so you see green blurs. I don't know what it does to you though. Alright, next.
SCP-1048. Object Class Keter.
Oh no.
SCP-1048 is a small teddy bear, approximately 33 centimeters in height. Through testing,
we done this guy yesterday.
Composition of the subject revealed no unusual qualities that made it discernible from a non-sapient teddy bear. Subject is capable of moving of its own accord and can communicate through a small range of gestures. The subject regularly shows affection to individuals in ways found in by most people. Affection is usually given in the form of a hug to the lower leg, but subject has also been observed dancing, jumping in place, and in 2 separate events has even drawn childlike pictures for janitorial staff. However, 7 months after its first capture, random occurrences concluded that SCP-1048 could actually create non-identical duplicates of itself. Dr. Carver has suggested that SCP-1048 uses its endearing qualities to lull those around it into a false sense of security, allowing it to collect materials to produce these creations. The first incident mainly consisted of the discovery of SCP-1048 giving a tour to an almost identical copy of itself, although the material of the duplicate was fully formed with human ears. When staff attempted to recapture the 2 objects, the duplicate let out an ear-splitting, high-pitched cry, which caused severe pain in the eyes and ears of all Foundation personnel within a 5-meter distance. Every person afflicted with this symptom died within 3 minutes. This resulted in the death of 7 personnel, including the entire security team. Autopsies revealed the cause of death to be asphyxiation caused by an abundance of ear-like growths manifesting in the mouth and esophagi of all victims. The whereabouts of SCP-1048 and its clones are currently unknown, though are still believed to be somewhere in Site-24.
Yeah. We've reacted to that one. That would be a lot creepier if I hadn't already watched the video, but the second variation that fucking bear made is even worse than the first, honestly. Alright, number 4.
SCP
Shy Guy.
096. Object Class
We called it.
Euclid.
We called it.
SCP-096 measures roughly 2.5 meters in height, with barely any muscle mass or body hair. Its limbs are completely out of proportion to its body, each arm measuring at a length of 1.5 meters.
Fuck me.
The activity of SCP-096 is far from normal, spending most of its days pacing the eastern wall of its cell. The only real issue reveals itself when somebody sees its face. From this point onwards, SCP-096 will become severely emotionally distressed, covering its face with its sickly, twisted arms whilst crying, screaming, and even babbling. It will then take it upon itself to seek out whomever was to view its face, attempting to charge towards them at speeds of 35 kilometers per hour and even higher, though the speed typically depends on the distance between the viewer and the SCP.
And they said in the other video we watched 100 miles an hour, 100 kilometers an hour, so fucking hell.
Scarily enough, the location of the viewer does not seem to change the behavior of SCP-096, as it will have a constant, yet logically impossible sense of where the victim is at all times.
That's crazy.
Whenever 096 actually reaches the person, it will proceed to kill them, and somehow leave no traces of the victim's biological matter.
Correct.
SCP-096 is contained in an airtight steel cube at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes are mandatory. Because of the nature of the SCP, only 2 cloaked video surveillance tools are used inside its cell. For safer research and security, personnel use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors to ensure its presence inside the cell. AU audio log was recovered from an interview between Dr. and Captain detailing Zulu 9's first incident with SCP-096.
Now playing AU audio log 1557.
It always sucks ass to get the initial retrieval duty. You have no idea what the damn thing is capable of besides what jacked up information the field techies can scrape up, and you're lucky if they even tell you the whole story. They told us to bag and tag. They didn't tell us jack shit.
They told us to bag and tag. Is that it? They told you bag and tag. That's it. Goddamn idiots, honestly. This is obviously the story of when the captain or the general, whoever it was, looked away and the rest of the crew got fucking murdered.
Shit about not looking at the damn thing.
Fucking bag.
Could you describe your mission, please?
We had 2 choppers, one with my team and one on backup with Zulu 9B and Dr. We spotted the target about 2 clicks north of our patrol path. I'm guessing he wasn't facing our direction, else he would have taken us out then and there.
Your report says SCP-096 didn't react to the cold. It was minus C.
Actually, it was negative. Anyway, we landed, approached the target, and Corporal got ready to bag it. That's when Doctor called. I turned to answer it, and that's what saved me. The target must have turned, and my whole squad saw it.
That's when SCP-096 entered an agitated emotional state?
Yeah, well, I never saw its face. My squad did, and they paid for it.
Could you describe it a little more, please?
Yeah. It started screaming at us and crying. Not animal roaring, sounded exactly like a person. Really creepy. We started firing and it picked up Corporal and ripped off his leg. We were blowing chunks out of the target, round after round. Didn't do jack shit.
And that's when you ordered the use of an 84 HEDT launcher?
An anti-tank gun. Started carrying it ever since we had some of the SCPS get loose. I've seen those tear through tanks like tissue paper.
There was significant damage to SCP-096?
It didn't even flinch. It kept tearing apart my squad, but with half of its torso gone.
But it was taking damage.
If it wasn't showing it. It must have lost all its organs, all of its blood, but it didn't acknowledge any of it. Its bone structure wasn't hurt at all.
So, no actual structural damage?
No, it's Dr. Stupid.
How many rounds would you say were fired at SCP-096?
At the least, 1,000.
I was about to say.
Our door gunner kept his GAW-19 on it for at least 20 seconds. 20 fucking seconds. That's 650 caliber rounds pumped into that thing. Might as well have been spitting at it.
And this is when Zulu 9B arrived?
Zulu 9B managed to get a bag over its head and it just sat down. We got it into the chopper and got it here.
We have obtained an artist's depiction of SCP-096's face. Would you like to view it?
Nope.
You know, after hearing that thing's screams and the screams of my men, I don't think I want to put a face on what I heard.
Alright, I believe we're done here. Is that you, Captain? Captain is confirmed to have left interview room 22, subject slightly distressed.
Obviously.
I hereby request SCP-096 be terminated as soon as possible. This is Dr. Audio log, date January 5th, 1992.
End of recording.
Shy Guy in that 4. Shy Guy, we've reacted to him and we've done a video of him v the lizard, so we know a lot about him. He is creepy, man. I don't need to go into details because I did in the other videos, but yeah.
SCP-173.
The sculpture. Well, there you go. We've done this
Object
one too.
Class: Euclid. Probably one of the most popular SCP monsters, SCP-173 is a humanoid statue made from concrete and other rock material, with discoloration in the face region. As innocent as the object class makes this monster sound, the capabilities of the statue are unfathomable. Looking away for a split second, even when blinking, will mean that this statue is free to move. When chamber inspections or maintenance takes place, no less than 3 members of staff can be in the room and must alert one another before blinking to reduce the risk of having their necks broken. SCP-173 cannot move when direct eye contact is made, meaning that if a constant line of sight is made with this statue, it can't move. Recent reports indicated scraping sounds of stone, originating from inside the container when no one is present inside, or no cameras are monitoring it. It's considered normal, but was indicated to be a warning if the behavior had changed. The brown substance on the floors of the room seemed to be a combination of feces and blood, and is usually noticed several days into the week. Origin of these materials is unknown, but the enclosure must be cleaned on a bi-weekly basis. SCP-106, Object Class Keter.
Alright, this is number 2. In terms of the sculpture, I've reacted to it already. Obviously, he's the first SCP, one of the most popular ones, as this shy guy. He's creepy, he moves, he breaks your neck. I'm not really too freaked out about him anymore. Oh, okay, number 2.
SCP-106, Object Class Keter. SCP-106 appears to be an elderly humanoid figure, heavily decomposed. One of the creepiest aspects of this SCP is that its behavior is completely unpredictable and can remain motionless for days before attacking. Any material that comes in contact with SCP-106 will proceed to corrode due to the mucus matter that covers this monster's body. It is proven that this SCP can actually walk through solid matter, such as walls, and is believed to travel into its pocket dimension that it uses as a lair for prey. As for attacking, it assaults major organs and arteries to completely disable the victims before transporting them to the pocket dimension. SCP-106 is to be contained in a sealed container comprised of lead-lined steel. The container will be sealed within 40 layers of identical material, each layer separated by no less than 36 centimeters of empty space. SCP-106 appears to go through long periods of dormancy, in which it will remain completely motionless for up to 3 months. The cause for this is unknown. However, it has been known that this appears to be used as a lulling tactic. SCP-106 will emerge from this state in a very agitated emotion, and will attack and abduct staff and cause gross damage to its containment cell and the site at large. SCP-106 appears to hunt and attack based on desire and not hunger. SCP-106 will attack and collect multiple prey items during a hunting behavior event, keeping many alive in the pocket dimension for extended periods of time. SCP-106 has no terminal limit and appears to collect a random number of prey items during an event.
Well, that guy's fucking creepy. He's got like the Obito Kamui. He just has his own dimension that he transports things to. Plus, he's covered with mucus that dissolves shit. And he's ugly, of course. Plus, what was the last thing I was going to say? No one knows why he hunts, and he can stand there for 30 months without moving. What a lad. Doesn't even need to eat. He just kills for fun. Alright, buddy. Alright, number 1. What's it gonna be?
SCP-087. Object Class Euclid. SCP-087 is an unlit platform staircase. Stairs descend on a 38-degree angle for 13 steps before reaching a semicircular platform of approximately 3 meters in diameter. The design of SCP-087 limits subjects to a visual range of approximately 1.5 flights. The light source is required for any subjects exploring SCP-087, as there are no lighting fixtures or windows present.
Yep, nope.
Lighting sources brighter than 75 watts have shown to be ineffective, as SCP-087 seems to absorb excess light. The depth of descent calculated from Exploration 4 is shown to be far beyond both the possible structure of both the building and geological surroundings. At this time, it is unknown if SCP-087 is an endpoint. Within this chamber of stairs, the sound of a pleading child can be heard, but the source cannot be found. Even descending further down the flight of stairs will not increase the volume of the crying. All SCP personnel who conducted a search within SCP-087 encountered another figure identified as SCP-0871. Video-recorded explorations witnessed a pale face with no pupils, nostrils, or a visible mouth. Although it has been determined that SCP-0871 is not the source of the aforementioned crying, those faces with SCP-0871 suffer from extreme paranoia and nausea, and in some cases, personnel have fallen unconscious in their blind panic and are never rescued.
Down the staircase.
The nature of SCP-0871 is entirely unclear.
No
but
faces,
it has been
man,
determined that it is not the source of the pleading either. It was reported 2 weeks following Exploration 4.
I know it's coming, it's coming. Don't
several
get scared.
members of the campus reported knocking at a variable rate of 1 to 2 seconds, coming from the interior
I was expecting
SCP-087. Ever since,
Good day, sir.
heavy maintenance was performed on the door leading to SCP-087. All the reported knockings have ceased.
Okay. Oh, we're done. Thank the Lord. That was a fucking scary video, man. Oh, fuck me. Okay, that's the end of this, man. This video is probably well over an hour, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you all to those who watched this, man. Fucking hell. Those were some scary SCPs, man. I jumped a few times, including pulling my headphones out, you know, which led to me having to restart my OBS. But yeah, definitely creepy, man. Definitely creepy. A lot of those, man. I feel like some of them are not as creepy. It's just that they're anomalous and their potential to be scary and their potential is there. Obviously, it's a great video, man. Great job by Tats Videos. Very high quality video. But I feel like there might be a few others that he could have put in instead, because, you know, that staircase is fucking scary, though, I will say that. And a lot of the cave and all of those ones at the start ones, the fucking aeroplane, they're not dangerous, but they're scary. I feel like he put more dangerous ones in towards the end, you know? I feel like now that we are 6 years almost after this, well, kind of just 5 and a bit years after this video, there could definitely be an updated list. Maybe he has done an updated list. Ah, he has. Look at that, man. Top 24 SCP, Scariest SCPs 2. Oh, fuck off, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if we're going to be right into that one, bro. But yeah, this was a great video, man. Thank you all if you made it to the end. I really appreciate that. You can check out some more videos down below. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed, why not? Why not? But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.